In this short video, I'm sharing how to transform your orange stained furniture and or wood projects into a gorgeous warm walnut tone in one easy step. Hi, I'm Denise from Salvaged Inspirations. Welcome back to my furniture painting DIY decor channel. Let's get started. Here's the pedestal plant stand I found selling at my local thrift store. I have to admit I was thrilled when I found this selling for $9.99 because I've been on the lookout for a pedestal plant stand. I've been watching Rajiv Surendra on YouTube, and he has this beautiful pedestal planter that he displays in his New York apartment. So I was so happy when I came across this piece. It's a solid wood plant stand and in very decent condition. I like the classic simple details. I didn't like the dated stain color. So I started by laying down a plastic drop cloth and cleaned this plant stand with my heavy duty furniture cleaner, and it's called White Lightning. This is a TSP substitute. It comes in a powder sort of granulated form. I add a tablespoon into a spray bottle and then I just spray it. It's very inexpensive because you need very little. I made sure to get into all the grooves, and then I even flipped it over and made sure that the bottom was nice and clean as well. After I cleaned everything with the White Lightning, I rinsed my sponge out with clean water and gave everything a really quick wipe down in case there was any White Lightning residue left on there. Now it was time for a quick scuff sanding, and that's exactly what it is. You just want to scuff up the existing finish to give the stain something to cling on to. So I used this sanding sponge. It's, I believe, a 150 grit, and I just went ahead and gave this a really quick scuff sanding. The top part of the plant stand, and the sanding sponge is the perfect for anything with a spindle. So this pedestal plant stand, it's so easy to sand the circumference of it because the sponge just really molds right into it. It makes it very, very simple and a quick job. And of course, it is a quick scuff sanding. You do not want to sand any of this stain off. You just want to scuff up the existing finish. So once you start see that it kind of gets a little dusty, you know that you're done. No more sanding is needed. I went ahead and removed all the dust with my dollar store brush, and it's also a really good idea if you have any tack cloths to remove the excess dust with a tack cloth as well. Now for the one-step magic. I use black gel stain to remove any orange stain from old furniture and projects. You wouldn't think it would be black because applying black is a little intimidating, I'm not going to lie, but just wait until you see the results. Now, gel stains are oil-based. It doesn't matter what brand you get. Many gel stains are oil-based. You can get water-based as well, but I think oil-based works best when trying to hide an old orange or ambered finish. So be sure to open up any windows. Make sure there's good ventilation. I would suggest wearing gloves and a mask as well. As an added bonus, I got to hear the birds chirping as I was working away. So this gel stain is super easy to use. I open it up, I give it a really good stir just to make sure everything is all stirred up in this can. And I like using a really inexpensive chip brush to apply the gel stain. You don't need to apply a lot, so I just dip the chip brush in and get a little bit on the tips. And working in sections, I just paint it on in a painterly fashion. It doesn't really matter which way you paint it on, so long as you get everything covered, like I'm doing here on the top and on the sides of this pedestal plant stand. Just wanted to make sure that everything was covered 100%. Then I smooth it out, and you have plenty of time to work with this because, as I mentioned, it's oil-based, so it doesn't dry super fast. So just work in sections, make sure everything is covered. It will look a little intimidating because when you first apply it, it's going to look very black, but wait until you see this. Here, I grab my shop towel. You can use a shop towel, a lint-free towel, or rag. It doesn't matter. And you wipe it back. And check this out. Isn't it gorgeous? The black covers up the orange or ambered stain beautifully, and it just creates this beautiful warm walnut wood tone. To smooth everything out, if you have any little lines after you've wiped it back with your shop towel, you can use a soft brush just to smooth out any of those lines and give it an even more natural wood grain look. And here's a really quick close-up. You see that the black gel stain has kind of found its way into the grooves and the divots. I really like this vintage look. And the wood grain shows through the black as well. On to the next section, I did the exact same thing for the stand. So again, I dipped my chip brush into the gel stain and I started applying it on the stand portion. I like applying it on the circumference rather than up and down. I do this so there's no brush marks when I'm painting furniture with spindles, and it works dreamy. I find this very, very helpful. With this gel stain, you could apply it up and down, you could apply it in the circumference, whatever you feel comfortable with. But when you're wiping it back, make sure you wipe it back in the direction of the grain. Take your time when you're applying the gel stain and wiping it back because, as I mentioned, it's not going to dry quickly. You have plenty of work time with it. So as you're wiping it back, make sure it looks exactly the way you want it and it's all evened out. And again here, after I wiped it back with the shop towel, I did take that really fluffy, soft brush and I smoothed out the gel stain once again. Take your time and get it looking exactly the way you want it. I repeated the same process on the bottom part of the stand. Applying the gel stain with my chip brush, making sure everything had 100% full coverage, wiping it back with my shop towel, and then smoothing everything out with the big, soft, fluffy brush. And the exact same process on the base. For the base, I just made sure to get all the gel stain into all these grooves because, of course, it does have more detail. Instead of using a blue shop towel, I opted for a lint-free cloth here, and they work equally well. And what I absolutely love is when the gel stain is a little heavier in the grooved areas and lighter on the flatter surfaces. The base of this stand to me looks absolutely beautiful. So vintage, lovely, and warm. I was very happy with the tone with one coat, and I'm usually very happy with the one coat. However, if you're working on a project and you think you'd like it even a little darker, you can wait until your first coat of gel stain dries and then apply a second coat using the exact same steps, and this will provide a richer and much darker stained look. Once the gel stain was 100% dry, it was time to top coat. And I chose gator hide, which is super durable. It's not only water resistant, it's water repellent, which is perfect for a plant stand, which I will have a plant on top and will be watering. If any oopsies happen, this is a perfect top coat. After opening it up and giving it a good stir, I used a nice soft paintbrush to apply 3 coats. And here I'm applying the first coat. I just apply it in an even manner. I feather it out and continue on to the next section. And here again, I am applying it around the circumference of the stand, so I get no brush marks in this top coat whatsoever. A light coat is all that's needed, so I do not put a lot on my brush, just a little bit on the tips, and then I apply it. But you can also use a sponge to apply this top coat, and that makes it super easy as well. You can also use a roller if you have a flat surface. Any of these will work. I also want to share that if you feel uncomfortable applying it from side to side, you can definitely apply this top coat up and down. It's whatever you feel most comfortable doing. It lays itself out very nicely, so do whatever you feel most comfortable with. With all painting projects, that's the case. You're going to get the best results when you feel comfortable with what you're doing. So let's take a look at the before. And here's the after. And I have to say, I'm so happy I found a pedestal plant stand at my thrift store. I mean, you can't beat $9.99. They often sell for $200-300 in the stores. And I absolutely love the new warm stain look. And it was so easy to do. So I can't wait to hear what you think of this stain transformation. I am loving it, and I am so happy I found this plant stand. I can't wait to hear what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to like and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also find me over at salvagedinspirations.com, where I have more than 600 furniture painting and DIY tutorials. You can sign up for the free email list. It's free to do. Everything gets sent right to your inbox. And until next project, I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.